Welcome to episode 7 of 10 Days with Kali Ma and Lakshmi. I'm probably going to take a couple days off, and I am here not even able to keep track of days anymore, but ultimately, I'm sipping on my coffee. I just woke up from a mini nap. My stomach is a little, it's having a conversation. And it's super easy for me to just be like, I don't know what it's saying. And then I don't have to worry about or listen to what it is actually saying. Just like as a pure defense mechanism. So that's kind of interesting to me. And as I say that, my jawbones are quite tingly. I have, oh my. Okay. Well, hello. We are here to do something special today. And I'm looking at a little quote that says, "Are you inspired by your goals?" And I just think goals, the word goals, really means something completely different to every single person, like on a deep level. And one download I got within all of this was how sad it is that women don't set goals. Women don't write their goals down. Women are just, it's just odd to me. And yeah, it's very sad. I just think that, it would make a gigantic difference. And so I'm like, if you listen to episode 6, I was like talking about my relationship with my husband and, dealing with a lot of 3D bullshit coming up. And so Lakshmi was just like totally taking over yesterday. And it was so fun because normally on a day like yesterday, I would be like, frantic, like I gotta be doing something. I need to produce something. And instead, I cleaned in a very, just a present way. And it was pretty enjoyable. And what was coming up for me is like literally me thinking that I need to want more is what is like holding me in a 3D state, because I have a very simple life. We're very simple people and out of choice. And so, of course, we create our environment to be super simple. But then what comes in is the material part of Lakshmi. Like, well, don't you like the finer things? There must be something the matter with you if you don't want more, if you don't want this, and if you don't want that, and you don't want a bunch of this and a bunch of that. And, just really being observative of that part of the Lakshmi in all of us. The biggest thing, the question that I have been recognizing is, I would say, God, I just fucking don't care about the money. I don't care about the money. And then it's like, oh, Brooke, don't say that, because people will think this and people will think that. And they'll think, I don't know. I know how stupid it is, but I was not aware that it was like actually something that was even something until I started working with Lakshmi and doing this detoxing and cleansing and moving beyond the 3D consciousness. Like, what part of me is still 3D, right? And so it's like, there's this nervousness that comes up when I say, I don't care about money. I don't want to do anything for money. I don't want to, being wealthy is not a desire of mine. Having a roller rink to just represent, that'd be fun. That could be something that I would actually enjoy. But 3D thinking would be like, well, before you could do anything like that, you would need money. Well, I'm just thinking everybody's going to fucking drop in as a sponsor at some point in my life because I said yes to walking this way. And it's just so beautiful because of all of the places I have been blocked, the people I've surrounded myself around, the energy that has been around. And I can also see the conflicts being played out as like a projection next to somebody's head. Like, I'll watch their conversation being had in their head. And usually probably whatever side, just depends on, like, is it the higher self or is it the ego-driven self or anything like that. And so I know, like, where some people are in the same state that I am, and then there's some people that are in the state of fear of not having enough, needing to be wealthy due to the false energy of security. Like, that's a false belief. If we're wealthy, we'll be secure. Then you're going to constantly need wealth in order to be able to be secure. So if you could just like be in the divine guidance and trust, that's security. And then from the energy of knowing you have security, you will be given. And we are already given just a little bit more than we need. And with that being said, I've been able to see where I have stopped myself multiple times due to just not feeling aligned or resonate or in integrity with my coaching, like charging for coaching, and it looks like this everywhere out there, and this is what it needs to look like for you to charge to be coaching and things like that. And it's like I was just gifted this acceptance of, well, that's not prosperous. What's prosperous for me is to be able to be having conversations with women and just being a witness to them doing the work, to them being on the ground crying and bawling, and not somebody coming and trying to coddle them and take it all away, but be like, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Do you know what kind of healing you just did for yourself? But what the type of healing that you really did for the collective. And, because of the block of money, because that doesn't drive me, I've had a block of being driven to coach. And because it's like, I don't want to be a fucking millionaire. I don't give a shit. Like, the millions will come. Like, like, the life I lead is just like, I feel like there's something wrong with me because it's not the life that everyone leads or has been, guided to lead in the current society. And so that makes me really honored and excited because I said, yes to these two women, and this is me. There is no one outside of me that could have ever allowed me to see these things that I've been able to see. And this is where things are getting really, really different. Because in the past, I would say, if you're in the bottle, you cannot read the label. I'm telling you, it's time to start to dissect and get to know your ingredients from within and not have somebody on the outside needing to read it to you. And that is, when I think about that, like when I would say that, that would be like, in a sense of manipulation of like, well, they'll need me then, right? I don't want people to need me. That's not who I am, and that's not what I'm created to do, or I've shifted from that. I just am being called in such a different direction. It's kind of really, really exciting. And there are some things that I'm going to have to deal with. That pain of like accepting, like, I don't want to be rich. I don't care to be rich. The most important thing for me right now is to love the life I have. And, going through that experience, like the 3D experience with my husband, how we roll, it was like, oh my God, yesterday I was just like Lakshmi, because he is such an amazing human. He lets things go. And, maybe there's still some stuff hangs around. But I'm telling you, if I step into Lakshmi and I'm just pure, genuine, loving, not trying to get him to love me because I need to feel loved, but like really be absolutely in awe and in gratitude of him as who he is, and be able to just be so excited about life because I have him. Like, it's right now, my son is just started dating a girl, and my son's going to be a junior, and that's the age I was when I met Levi, and we've been together since. And I've always instilled in my children to look for wives. Don't look for girlfriends, look for wives. So it's just like a lot of our love is just coming up because of that deep love that was, so abundant. It was not of this world type of love. And so really stepping back into that and just loving every moment of each other, and like why do we need anything more in life than this? And the energy I was giving off was just so pure. Like, that was gold. And here's the thing. If a man was stressed about his job, if a man was stressed about, security and all of that, the number one thing for a goddess, what a goddess would do is be more of her for him. And oh my God, that's quite amazing, because of course then that's me. I'm the goddess because that happened to me. So I've been really wanting to share this trip. So you're going to go on a trip with me down memory lane, because I need to speak it out loud. It's been a while. Okay, hang on. I got to yawn. Good things are going on. A lot of cooling of my brain these last couple days. This is so funny. Okay. So just knowing, loving yourself more is the highest gift you could give to your husband. And so when I found this out, I was going on a trip. I was part of a circle. I was in my office, of course, not like literally on a trip, but so we were instructed to go to a tree, and at this tree there was going to be somebody that had a message for us. Okay, maybe that was somebody of this earth, somebody not, it didn't matter. There was just going to be a message that we needed to receive. And so I go to this tree, and I'm telling you, I can picture it. If when AI is ready, they can draw this story for me. So I get to this tree, and it's Levi. And I was just like, but he's a horseman and a centurion. And because I had to go look that shit up after I was like, what the fuck? And so I get there, and the message is coming across in the clouds, gigantic, all caps lock, exclamation point. It's not about you. It's not about you. And it was being yelled at me. From the gods, it's not about you. It's not about you. And I was like, oh my God. I say this all the time. But then I forget, right? My highest self knows, this isn't about you. And at that time, what was being created over and over again was I was holding back any emotion because I was worried about triggering somebody else or creating an emotion in somebody else because I was feeling a certain way, even though it had nothing to do with anybody. But I didn't want to cause these people to feel any way, so then I would hold back. And I was holding back for me, right? Instead, I was thinking I was doing them a favor, but I was holding back for me. And so then I knew that. And then the guidance that was given to me was, well, in order for you to get your next key or your next mission, your next step forward, you have to love your husband more. And how you're gonna love your husband more is by loving yourself. And I was like, holy fuck. That's That's phenomenal. Okay, so from there, I went to Sirius. Okay, yeah, the Sirius star planet, and Levi wasn't there, or my husband, just like that extra energy wasn't there, and but Sukhmit was, and so we're in like, I don't know, it's almost like the Space Needle or something. Like it's a spaceship type thing, and there's all these windows around, and everything's all fucking digital and everything like that. Okay, and I'm there, and I'm just like, oh my god, my nervous system is going a little crazy, and I'm like, and so and I was, went up to Sukhmit in her golden fucking chair with her lions around her. I don't know why. And I was just like, okay. And then she's in her throne. Okay. And then she grabs me, and she like puts my body inside hers and starts laughing hysterically. And she's like, the only reason why you think this feeling is bad is because you think it's bad. This is what we are supposed to feel like. We are supposed to feel good. Our nervous systems should be able to handle this. Let me continually guide you and assist you when you get in that anxiety energy. Let's just remember, this is abundance. This is energy. We got to work on the nervous system. And so just in that moment of just knowing that, the nervous system, needing to work on the nervous system, I just handed it over to her. Like, oh, okay, all right, I know you got this. Like, thank you. And so, of course, it's part of me, right? And so then from Sirius, they kicked me out. I didn't go. I was like on my fucking knees, bawling. And they were like, no, you fucking gotta go. So they kicked me out as like this portal, right? And, but then I end up on a beach, and I am a fucking mermaid. I'm like, no complaints here. Let's go. This is just, and I just start swimming, and I can just picture all of like my hair flipping around. And then I was to go get, there was a treasure. Okay. So then I grabbed this treasure and, brought this treasure to someone who was, gonna help me unlock it or whatever. So I go to the shore, I get, and then I go up on shore as the mermaid, and then this person there was Levi. And once I got out of the water, what occurred is like we became two, but one of like light, and we started to grow into like these big, huge giants. Like it's just like almost like Grecian is what I see, like these two giants just growing as one. And I'm like, oh boy, I've actually experienced the oneness, like from within, right? So all the time I'm saying, we are one, and all the times I heard, we're one, as above, so below. There's a difference between saying it from the outside and knowing it, like, because we know it, and then really experiencing it from within. And I don't know, I would say a crazy level. I mean, most people have to do drugs to do that stuff. I just gotta, I don't know, relax, I guess. Just surrender. I don't care. I know there's good intentions for me out in the world. But with that being said, having all of these insights come in for me as I continue to actually do literally so much of the same thing, and I'm over and over and over again, but I've just been able to shift and change how I do it because of who I am and the different type of energy that I bring to it. And so really truly creating the mastery out of it, and like that took quite a bit of surrendering to, yes, this is your path. Yes, it does look like this. No one could imagine it, because they aren't you. And I'm like, oh my God. And so just take note for me about the bottle, okay? So if you ever heard me say, because everything's completely shifted, how I'm going to represent and how I'm going to coach, totally different, just shifted within the last couple hours when I realized this. And it is, I used to always say, when you're in the bottle, you can't read the fucking label. And that's true in 3D. But what is true in 5D is that you get to start to create what the fuck is on the label. You get to start to learn what your ingredients are. Know what your ingredients are from within. And how you get to do that is through someone witnessing you. It's really critical when you start to do those things. If you want to do it that way, how it works is you use your voice. You use your voice so then you can hear all of the things that are going on inside of you. And so then that gives you the opportunity to therefore then coach yourself. Therefore then start to finalize these earth lessons that are ready to be you're ready to move on from things like shame, blame, guilt, weight, body issues, things like that. And so thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, Kali Ma, for doing so much deep clearing and helping me discover that I'm really doing what it is that I feel best, where I will prosper the most. And it's taken a lot of backing away. So with that being said, may peace be with you. I am working on August's one-page playbook where the new biofeedback loops are being able to be created in my life. It's just like most people say, synchronicity, coincidences. No, like I'm doing it, right? And so back in November, I created my whole month. Or my whole year. This is what this month is going to look like. This is what this month, these are your guides for that month. This is the gene key you're going to work with. This is the energy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so this month is about, August is about constriction, which is the 25th gene key, which is universal love. And this universal love is actually Levi's right smack dab in the middle of his hologenetic profile is the universal love one. And it's going to be 25 years in August of us being together, and how this is just going to be like, we can recreate something new. Like, why won't you recreate something new? Like, the possibilities, like 25 years, like we got a marker down, 25 years. Like, what is it that we can do, that we can recreate this purity, divinity, and abundance that, we've been working on for multiple lifetimes. And this time we get to make it fun, and we get to make it intentional and focused and driven and love-centered. It's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful. Okay. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Peace out.